Hey everyone, welcome. This- hey everyone, welcome. This is Elcid 932 on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. This is going to be our live recap of the weddings for Love is Blind UK. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the thumbs up. Leave us a comment so we kind of know if we're going on the right path. Y'all want to see something different or just your thoughts. So welcome, Struggle Streams. Thank you for joining me again.
Hey, how you doing?
You look like you ran in the door. The door is still open.
Yeah, I literally just came in a few minutes ago. I was out with family.
Awesome. Well, Trey will be joining us shortly. He's having his own technical difficulties, but we could start with some questions that I have since you're in the UK. Okay. Why is it called a hen's party?
I don't know. I've never been on one and don't intend to. I don't know what the meaning is. Definitely traditional though. Not sure why they call it the hen and they call it the stag.
I mean, I know for intensive purposes the gender of the animal, but if one is a stag, I wouldn't think that, keep it in the same animal group.
Yeah.
A rooster party and a hen party.
Yeah, exactly. That would make more sense, right? But some of these traditions and things, they don't make sense these days.
I understand. We all have those traditions and stuff because I was like, what in the world? And I was surprised to see that beer bus, the pedal bus, the guy's stag party was on the beer pedal. Now we have it out here in Georgia. If you go to Savannah, it's all over the place, but I was surprised to see it was in the UK.
Right. Yeah, they have it. I mean, over here the drinking culture is very prevalent. It's people drink for every reason here. If you're happy, you drink. If you're sad, you drink. Your friends getting married, you drink. Your friends getting divorced, you drink. You're feeling good, you drink. You're feeling sad, it's drinking for all types of reasons here.
So basically, I need to invest in alcohol in the UK.
It'll be very competitive because so many beers, brews, and wines here. It's crazy. But just I did actually Google your question.
Okay.
Now listen to this. Why is it called a hen party? It's a common misconception is that the terms hen and stag both originate from simple social stereotypes. In fact, it's more likely that the word hen hasn't always meant female chicken. In Middle English, hen could mean female of any bird, and so a hen party was a party exclusively for ladies.
Okay. Any kind of bird. So if the lady is a peacock or a pheasant, any kind of bird.
or there is another name that they call them over there.
Right.
Chicken. I won't say the other word that comes after that, but
right. That's why I said any kind of bird, any kind of feathers you may have, you can go to a hen party. It covers all the feathered birds.
Yeah, where you come in all different shapes and sizes.
Exactly. Thank you for looking that up because I was wondering why is it a hen party?
Yeah, I've never thought to, never even thought about it, to be honest. I knew it would have something to do with gender, but like you said, it's strange that it's not in the same animal family even.
Right. So since you haven't been to a hen party, we can't ask you about that. So how about the stag parties you've gone to? Do they equate to what the guys were doing on the show, or did the show just give us a fairy tale version?
I think I've only ever been to one, and I didn't even go to my brother's. My brother's one was last month. I couldn't get out of work. But he went away on holiday, and yeah, I think there's a lot of misconception that there's going to be strippers and it's going to be wild and all this other stuff. No, usually guys just get together and play pool, have beers, maybe go to nightclub or something like that. But it's not what you usually see stereotypically.
Oh, so the show was on point. Y'all go to
Yeah,
arcade style place, drink, have a good
yeah,
time,
yeah,
and
yeah.
chillax.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. No wild stag parties in the UK. Okay, so they
Nah,
kept.
not really. It would be very silly to do that because there used to be, I'd say maybe in the last up until the last 10, 20 years, there used to be much more of a drinking culture involved. And what your friends would do on your stag
Mhm.
is strip you and tie you up and leave you somewhere chained to a lamppost. And then you'd have to struggle to try and figure out where you are and make it to your big day on time.
Right.
So they had to stop doing that because obviously you're putting the groom in a lot of problems.
Hey, there are groups that put themselves in a lot of problems. We have stories, but hey, that'll be another live. That'll be
Yeah,
the Wedding Chronicles live about
yeah,
grooms that have other people, other ladies showing up at the wedding the next day because they were with them the night before.
that's it.
But
They
since
couldn't
that
forever hold their peace.
they couldn't hold their peace or their pants. How about that? So we have that Miss Jasmine called Bobby to check on him, and I was like, "Girl, leave that man alone. You're gonna have him for a lifetime if you all say yes. Let him have this time with the fellas. Don't check on him." What did you think
Mm,
about Jasmine calling him?
um, boy, I think there's a little bit of, I wonder what he's up to. I hope he's not cheating with strippers. I hope he's behaving himself. Um, yeah, like
But
I,
there are cameras around him.
yeah, no, it's insecurity, but I'm not surprised coming from Jasmine. Uh, she does kind of have that disposition where she feels like, I would say that I feel like I see a lot of her mum in her. So just by seeing her mother, I don't think the apple falls too far from the tree. So it doesn't surprise me that she's that clingy, territorial, insecure about what he may be doing. Mm.
Hey Trey, we were discussing. JR said that that was a traditional stag party for the men in the UK. We're not going to say how we across the pond behave, but we are talking about Jasmine calling Bobby to check on him. What are your thoughts, Trey?
Uh, hey, everybody doing? Hey, everybody doing? L, JR,
Hey,
what's
Trey,
up?
Traquan the chef.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Mm-hmm.
hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. Uh, okay, sure. Uh, it's indicative of what their relationship probably is going to be. She's going to be checking up on him constantly. It's also a sign of her own insecurities as well. Like it was like, okay, why are you checking up on this guy? He's done nothing thus far to show or prove to you that he's going to dishonor you in any way, shape, or form. You know, don't get me wrong. You really in love with your partner, you missed him. I wouldn't mind a text back if me and my fiance was having our stag nights or bachelorette parties at the same time, and we texting back and forth. That's cool. But y'all supposed to be with your prospective parties, having a good time. Why are you calling me? Unless it's an emergency. But if it's not, why are you calling me? Texting back and forth, one thing. Hey, How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Cool, girl. We having a blast. You good? Hey, baby. All right, cool. But calling constantly, uh,
Because I
mm,
need to hear. I need to hear if that dancer is breathing down your neck.
hell, don't worry about that dance. You gonna be my dancer all night. That's what she told me.
Right. That's what she told him after she realized he was being a good gentleman. But if he wasn't, guess what he would be dancing on? Hot coals.
Mm. Listen, I am hoping things could work out for these two, but you listen, it's going to be, you know what? It's one of those situations. There is a strong possibility there will be a lot of challenges ahead because she's going to be a challenging partner to deal with. Bobby seems to be a little bit more easygoing. I wouldn't say fully go with the flow. I think he has his own goals and responsibilities that he's going to try and do, but he's going to be the more chill out of the couple, the more secure out of those two in their relationship. So it's really going to be her is the one that's going to be putting distress, as we say, on certain things. But we hope for the best for them.
Yeah, we hope for the best for all the couples, and I'll get to Bobby and his background
I don't know
when we
about
get
all.
to the weddings.
I don't know about all the
Um,
couples, but okay.
well, we wish all of them the best. Whether they will attain that best is a
I ain't about
different
to lie.
story.
I ain't about to lie. I ain't gonna wish them all the best. Like I ain't about to lie about it. Some of them, thank God, but thank God, thank God.
We didn't say we wish them the best together. Those who separated, we wish them the best apart too. Come on
Hey,
now.
you know
Come
what? I
on
like
now.
that narrative. I like that narrative.
So was there anything at the stag or hens party that any of you guys kind of, pulled together or want to discuss?
Uh,
Because I was thinking of Sabrina, that she was thinking Stephen and this whole experience was too good to be true. I was like, "Ooh, child, are we going to sabotage?" And then I was thinking about Tom and Freddie talking to each other, that they're like kind of in the same boat.
I was gonna bring that up because that was an interesting conversation. That told me everything that was gonna happen going forward. As soon as I saw it and the way they were talking, I said, "Up." And I don't know if it was set up that way for them to speak because the producers are watching this and they can kind of see where a couple may lean to or individual, or they naturally wanted to speak to one another because they could probably been talking offline and having conversations like, how you doing? I ain't doing too good. I got questions. I got questions too. You know, I don't know which one it could be. Could be a combination of all. Who knows? But it was an interesting topic that happened. I was like, why are these two deciding to go off together to have this conversation? Interesting.
The two that we think that one should definitely run away and one should wake up and run away. And I
Yeah,
think even if it was producer pushed, I think it was a great conversation to hear. Go ahead, Struggle Streams.
yeah. I was thinking at the time when they were having the conversation, I had I had no idea that they were both gonna say what they said on decision day, like at the altar. I thought they were gonna go the other way based on how they were conversing. Um, it seemed like they were trying to say, "Yeah, look, we're in the same situation," and it sounded very, very positive. And Freddie looked like he was in agreement, like, "Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and all the rest of it." But uh, yeah, let's break it down. It didn't go that way.
Well, what Freddie said was that he wants to marry her, but he wants to confirm he's making the right decision.
Hmm.
And Tom had the same sentiment. And for
Exactly.
me, when you say something like that, you need confirmation. You should have stopped at you want to marry her. If you're still looking at for confirmation the night before or at the stag party, you ain't in it. You ain't trying to marry me if you're still looking for confirmation. What is your confirmation? Are we looking for, symbols? What are we looking for?
Smoke signals. But L. I mean, okay. That's one is one thing I have to keep in perspective about this show, and whenever I watch Love and Blind, I have to keep this perspective in this. This show is set up to put two people together based on mainly personality traits, and to get married in a small window of time. What you just said would be absolutely correct if they had been dating a period of time.
What about love at first sight, Trey?
That's not what it's called.
Nah. It's a whole different show. That's Married at First Sight. Okay, that's different. That's the whole different premise. This is Love is Blind, and it's one thing if you see. This is the dynamic big difference between Love is Blind and Marriage at First Sight. Married at First Sight. Listen,
you don't even know their name.
You don't. You just know I'm going to get married to whoever these experts put me with. Love is Blind is slightly more in your control because you actually have to date a certain number of people just without seeing them. So you actually have to get to know them and trust that some type of attraction will happen when you actually meet them, some type of physical attraction.
But you proposed to me, you done had me every which way at the vacation, and you still looking for a sign.
Ooh, wait a minute. We had each other. We had each other. Let's not start
again.
We had each other.
You have enjoyed the marital duties, okay?
That's true.
Yeah. And now you're looking for a sign you should marry me.
Exactly.
See, again, I think Trey's right. That's not what we're doing here. I think because of the way that these couples have got together, you don't fully know the person. So there is going to be more need to feel like it's the right decision because it's a very rushed process. It's speed dating and you can't see the person either. And then when you have got to see them, everybody's going to put their best foot forward, or at least try to. And then as you spend more and more time together and you have more conversations, then you start to disagree on things, or you start to see things that may give you a cause for concern or a cause for pause. In Freddie's case, yeah, you're absolutely right. He should have a cause for concern because Catherine, as we said last week, she'd been making some really cutting remarks and saying some really hurtful things that were really affecting him. And just because he picked her in the pod doesn't mean that he should ignore these things.
I'm not saying he should ignore it. He has these things. It's in his back of his mind. Been with, the sister done talked to him. We met your family, met my family. Yeah, we wait until the last minute. I don't get the wait until the last minute at the altar to decide. That's what I'm
contracts.
saying. My thing is you should kind of know ahead of time. And we're gonna get to Freddie because I got a lot to say about Freddie when we get to his wedding, which was the last wedding.
I mean, thinking about it, he did know. He knew.
He knew, but his actions before saying it, is F-boy behavior.
Okay, so hold on.
You're right.
Are we going to give the same energy to Demi, though?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Demi is getting it, too. Demi is getting it. But we will start nice and soft and sweet, like Netflix did, with Steven and Sabrina. We'll start nice and soft and sweet. Now, let me put this caveat like I did in my recap. All the weddings were lovely. The location, I did look it on the map. It's way far from London, way far north, but it's a beautiful location. All of the weddings were amazing. My personal decor favorite was Ben and Nicole, but that's my personal thought. Wonderful. Absolutely amazing weddings. For it to be in the same spot all 6 times, it was beautiful. So Stephen and Sabrina, let's talk about their wedding. To let everybody know, they both said I do. We have Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
First off, I think the UK has some of the best locations for just about anything in the world to me. I love a castle or a stone manor of that sort and whatnot. I just wish we had more of them over here. I really do.
You can go get married over there, Trey. You can do it.
No, I actually want that over here so I can live in it. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? I want that here. Give me a castle so I can moat around it.
Well, I would say there's a chance you might get that now that Prince Harry and his wife are in the States. You never know; they may get back into the royal fold and get some estates built over there.
I wish.
It's all to do with the monarchy. That's why there's castles here. There's monarchy and royal family and rich folks associated with them, so they get named Earl of Windsor or Duke of this, or they get these fancy titles, so they have to have stately homes.
Yeah, but Stephen and Sabrina, no surprise. I had knew they both was gonna say yes.
I was surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because again, I think when it comes to the lifestyle compatibility, I know they had a conversation about the kids thing already, but I thought that would have come up before the altar scene happens. But no, they seem perfectly cool, and also they don't live anywhere near each other, and they seem to be undecided about whether he was going to live in Ireland, where she's from, or if she's going to come down to London, and they're two completely different places.
Where they both did say that they were going to, they both did say that they were going to live in his city first, and then give Belfast a try secondly. So they have a plan. I think that's really what my issue has been with them. Only when I had two discussion about what y'all both really want, especially as far as the children thing, and what plans are y'all setting up for your relationship and together, because y'all do live in separate countries, right? So how are you going to make this work? But they seem to have some type of plan that they're going to try to include. So when I heard the plan, I was like, all right, yeah, they're going to be a yes. Whether or not it's going to go or it's going to stay a yes, we will get the reunion, whatever, hey, we'll see. But I knew it was going to be a yes on Succession Day because they really didn't have any other issues between them.
Any issues we saw, I thought they were going to be playing in our face. I'm like Struggle Streams. I thought they were playing with us and giving us the hope that this was going to be the yes couple. And then Sabrina turned around and say, yeah, no. But I was pleasantly surprised that they both said yes. They seem to be the most, unproblematic couple. And all I can say is we wish them well. There was nothing else to talk about them. They just fell right into being husband and wife.
Stephen, and this is you want to hear me repeat this again throughout this. I thought this was kind of interesting. Stephen had one of the best vows.
Yes.
That I've heard spoken. Sabrina's vows was left lacking. I was like, you couldn't have wrote something better? You couldn't get somebody to write you something better? I mean,
oh golly.
Something.
Usually it's the woman that has the more flowery vows. Let's bask in the essence of the man was the one tearing up in his vows, and he was more heartfelt. He is my Ferdinand the Bull. I have said that from the beginning. He is, the hulky character, but he is a true softie. Way he's portrayed.
The way what he wrote and the way he said his vows, I actually believed him. Okay, he made it believable that he's going to try and uphold the vows. When I heard Sabrina saying her vows, and you're going to hear me repeat this to most of the couples, I'm like, huh? What?
Well, let's wait a second. as we can see on the show, they've got 6 paragraphs on the page, and we only hear like 6 lines. So I will blame editing.
I just don't think. I just don't think that we can blame editing in that instance. I didn't see the chopped and screwed lines or anything like that. I think the vowels were different because they basically, Steven seems to feel a bit more soppy, romantic about the situation, whereas Sabrina is more, this is business. We're just going to do what we're here to do. And then, that is bounce. Not really concerning to me because, one might be more sentimental and the other one might be more matter of fact.
So I guess we all kind of know they would have said yes based on what we saw. Mm-hmm. So next wedding, Maria and Tom. Maria said yes. Tom said no, not right now. We have too many things that we need to work out.
And they do.
I love you, but right now is not the right time. We have differences in values, and he has not had enough time to see how that will affect their day to day. Said she looked beautiful, and he walked away. What y'all got to say about Tom and Maria? And we could talk about how Tom talked to her mama before the wedding.
That bothered me. That's the one part that bothered me. Like, bro, you knew you was gonna say no. Why have a conversation with her mama like that? Unless you was set up and she just walked in there and you was like, oh, okay, let's have a let's talk. But I wouldn't feel comfortable to have that conversation with her mother to make that promise to her just to walk up there and say no. Now, the funny thing is, everything, Tom is very thoughtful because everything Tom said, I absolutely believed because he was absolutely correct. He was absolutely correct. You can already see where issues was going to pop up because of their cultural differences. And this man is saying, I am not blind. Okay, I love may be blind, but I'm not. Okay, this is going to be a problem because I know me and my values. I'm trying to understand you and your values, and I'm already seeing how this is going to bump heads. So we need some time. If you want to continue dating, we need some time to figure out how this is really going to fit. And he was right. It was absolute truth. Now, the sad part is it partially comes off as a manipulator because of how we've seen him move throughout the show, especially at that Mitzer. Especially at that Mitzer. It doesn't look good. Even though what he said was 100% on point. So 100% on point that I had to look at Maria. Like, Maria, you're an intelligent woman. You're not stupid. You see those issues too. You see those issues too. But you want to blindly run to just jump in it? Nah. That's showing me you got some, there's some issues going on with you. That's a little scary when you actually think about it. If you can't just acknowledge the fact, like, hey, wait a minute, because the way Maria has come off, don't get me wrong, I think she's right for what I've said before. She comes off as confusement to me. You want to be this very independent woman, but you want to have these extremely, especially in your culture, extreme traditional values. Sometimes those two things conflict. They knock heads a lot. They do. And you don't want to even, it seemed like you didn't want to even acknowledge the fact that, hey, we are culturally different. Like,
Now it could be that Maria has seen that her sister's husband has blended well with the family. He seems to be of the same kind of descent as Tom, and they are still married. They have 2 kids. So maybe Maria is having hope that maybe Tom, could go to the same, you know, I guess blending school that he did. And maybe she has hope through her sister. What do you say, Struggle Streams, about Maria and Tom?
Uh, I gotta say, I obviously, along with everybody else, didn't necessarily see all the arguments they were having. But when Tom was speaking to Natasha, he did indicate that him and Maria were having, they weren't on the same page about a few things. They were butting heads. And so, yeah, if I go by what he said there, they obviously didn't resolve or have the conversations to resolve those issues, points of difference before they got to the altar. So he was probably right in saying not at this time, because if he had said yes and they got married, then straight away they're going to be butting heads about, what are we going to do next? If we have kids, you're going to want to stay at home. I don't want you to stay at home. They're going to have all these conversations after the marriage, and you don't want to get divorced. So, you're not married to get divorced. So I think, yeah, he was right. You need more time to kind of iron out and get on the same page. Regardless of whose page it is, we have to be on the same page so that we can do this thing as a team, in union, rather than being at loggerheads straight away.
So Tom said he does. He also said the struggle will be raising the kids, raising a daughter, and raising a son a certain way. My thing is, why then, Tom, did you choose to propose to this woman? And I think this mixer also showed how easy it would have been to blend with Natasha than it has been with Maria. What are y'all thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like his reasons could have been a few things. Could have been, uh, the way her personality was, her exotic. She's not from the UK culturally, so there could have been some intrigue there. But regardless, that's who he chose. That connection was stronger than his connection with Natasha, but he seemed to be having doubts about it. Even before the mixer, he seemed to be kind of conflicted as to whether he'd done the right thing. Even when he was making the decision to choose Maria over Natasha, he still seemed conflicted very early on, and I don't think he fully was 100%. But I think he tried to be polite, be nice, Mr. Nice Guy if you want, and didn't want to hurt her feelings. Because what would it have looked like if he had gone and said to her mom, you know what, I'm having doubts, I don't think I'm going to do it. Imagine if he had said that on the eve of their wedding, before he's told Maria that he's going to say no. There wouldn't be no wedding. So I think he was kind of undecided right up until the last minute, and then decided, you know what, if we get married right now, we're going to have so many things that we're going to clash on. So it's not going to work.
I think I agree with JR what he just said. I also think partial of his reasoning, this is just partial, but partial of his reasoning is the misrepresentation that Maria put forth while she was in the pies. While she was in the pies, Maria proclaimed and came off as a very independent woman. She stood on that in the pies. And if you really look at it, Tom actually wants a more independent woman because his mother was a more independent woman. He has value in independent women.
Right.
That's what he leans to. He said it multiple times. I think that's also the reason why he switched more towards Maria, because the other girl kind of didn't. Maria was much stronger minded and stern in her stance of independence. She did mention her cultural difference of being a Muslim descent, but she never portrayed that she wanted to practice or have certain Muslim ideologies within their marriage. You know, with
She said she's
regards,
a rebel. She told him she's a
yes,
rebel.
Yep.
yes, she didn't start this super traditional Muslim lifestyle between men and women until after they went
They
on
met.
vacation.
Yep.
After. That's why I wanted to say earlier before we even got into everybody. If you notice in the past when we talk about Love Is Blind, the one thing that I know I would have, but the one thing you notice people have to be careful for with saying yes or no to this is you are meeting, especially the pods way it's set up. Yes, you get a chance to really fall for someone's personality, but more than ever, you are meeting someone's representative. More than ever. All these people know they got to put on to get people to maybe like them. You know, they try to be truthful and honest as much as possible, but let's keep it real. You're putting on to draw people in. You're putting on to make that attraction between someone. You know, you're doing it a little bit. When boots hit the ground, when y'all actually meet, is when whatever you presented yourself as, does your actions match it when we're actually together? And I see you day to day. You know, time will always tell for anybody, men and women. You know, however you present yourself in the beginning when we ask the questions of each other, where you're from, what you believe in, do you like this, what do you like, what you don't like, whatever it is, you ask those questions to see whether or not you stand on those answers over a period of time. And time will always tell with anybody. You know, it's just this is everything is sped up and time was told a lot quicker. Like if I still think Tom was being a little bit of a playboy, he undercover player and everything. But if you look at it, he was virtually the same person he was in the odds.
Right. He hasn't changed. And he's one of the senior members as far as age. He's
Yeah.
38. Tom hearing his clock ticking. He hearing his biological clock. Hey, I need a wife. You know, I can't have too much of an age gap, but I want to have a wife to have kids.
Yeah.
But
Legacy.
she gonna have to work as hard as my mama worked, taking care of all of us. But he doesn't want to be a disappearing dad like his was. So Tom is in a quandary, and I do think also it really resonated with him that his mother was not a part of it. Mama wanted no parts of it. Mama didn't send kind words. Good luck on your wedding. I just don't want to be on camera. Mama wanted no parts of this, according to the edit. And if you have that strong conviction from the woman in your life, your mother, then I was like, even if Tom wasn't a no before, that would have resonated as a no.
Is Tom a mama boy? Is Tom a mama boy? He comes off it sometimes.
Well, Tom is the only male. He has two
got
sisters.
Mhm.
He's the eldest, but he has two sisters. I'm not saying that his stepdad probably wasn't there. Probably was. We don't know. But Tom gives me I have grown up around women. I know how to communicate with women. I'm not going to say anything too off-putting to women. But I still like to play. But you won't see me as, coming. You won't see me coming if I'm a player, because I'm the more gentle player. That's what Tom gives me.
Yeah.
He's also jaded.
If the thing is, if Ollie had said to any of the ladies what Tom said to Natasha, then Ollie would be villainized from here to the end of time.
And since you got us there, that's our next wedding.
Yeah.
Ollie and Demi. That's our next wedding. Now, I'm going to say something controversial, and I said it in my recap. I think they edit out where Ollie said yes. I think that was edited out.
You think he said yes
Because
first?
I think he said yes first. Because the way he went and looked at his family, like, why? That sounded like a man who said his statement, I do. And then here you come, because he confident Demi loves him. And then she says, I don't. That's what it gave me. That Ollie went first, had his say, and that's why he kind of like, okay, that's why he's not saying much of anything. He's saying, okay, I understand. We still gonna do this. But I think they edited out Ollie saying yes.
I think he was definitely genuinely shocked. I think he was genuinely like, wait, what? Wait a minute. This couple, more than ever now, from day one, well, actually, episode 5, when they actually meet each other, I think this couple has had the most direct editing of all the couples of their relationship. There's a lot that we did not see. There's a lot that they chose not to show to put forth a certain narrative because they knew this was gonna. He's like, okay. He's a yes, she's a no. They probably had a sense of it. We're gonna show it where Demi looks to be the more competent one, and Ollie is kind of wish-washy. When in actuality, Ollie has been the more steadfast in their relationship, even though he had questions, of course. That's to be normal. But he has been the more steadfast in the relationship from day one. It is and when I start looking back on all their conversations, and even how Demi's been talking, you can kind of see it. I'm like, Demi and her insecurities, even though she says she don't have any, she's been exhibiting a whole bunch throughout the show. That sometimes unnecessarily. I'm just like, okay, something is going on here. You made it. Ollie seems like okay. If it seems like okay, she mentioned in one of her confessionals that it was while they was on vacation, and she mentioned how she may have an issue with him not showing PDA, right? But she never approached him about it. Why? Her answer, what she told us was, well, he shows a lot of PDA behind closed doors. Okay. But if it just had me thinking like, wait, if you have such an issue with this, why didn't you bring it up?
She did bring it up in bed, and he said, I don't want to talk about it. Let's go to bed. He didn't say it like that. He's like, let's talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, but we never saw the talk.
We saw a talk, but we never really saw. So before Struggle Stream goes, I put in the comment section, I think Demi checked out before the second mix on the vacation. Looking back on it, when she said she's getting back to herself, her normal outgoing self, and she's cool now, I think that was the start of Demi. Like, okay, I spoke to him about the PDA. He's still not doing it. He's keeping me behind closed doors like a little secret that he's into me. So I'm going to need to just go along to get along. That's what I thought Demi did in looking back. What do you say, Struggle Streams?
I don't know if that is valid because you're on national TV. You're on Netflix. You're about to get married and do your thing if you work out. So, he ain't keeping you a secret, that's for sure. I think he spent most of the time trying to reassure her that there's nothing going on with anybody else. That's the one he chose. Demi's the one he chose the whole time. But I do see where you say it seems like Demi, when she was talking about she feels back to her normal self, it's like that's what she came on the show for, to really find herself, not to actually get married and go off and start a new life with her husband. I think she gets inside her head too much. She probably doubts herself or doubts the situation that she's in. or she doubts Ollie. Could be a combination of all three, but she wasn't ready. And when I saw it, I was shocked because this was one of the couples I wanted to make it. But I was shocked, and I thought to myself, wait a minute. So now that you found yourself, I guess marriage is off the cards for you. Then it's off the table completely because you've had such an opportunity here to get to know someone authentically who hasn't seen your body, appreciates you for all the insecurity that you have, and is still willing to commit to you. It's going to be hard to find in this day and age in the way the dating pool seems to look like. So Ollie has been kind of understanding about her situation and was willing to ride it out, despite everyone trying to portray him as a villain. But yeah, I think she's gonna. I won't say she's gonna regret it because she chose to be more independent and gain some strength from finding herself again. But I just question whether she's even into relationships, marriages, and all that stuff. Like now that you found yourself, you're gonna want to be single, independent, and go and conquer the world. You're not gonna want to. That doesn't subscribe to the whole I'm looking for a partner, life partner, marriage, kids, or that kind of thing. So that's where she gave me confusion.
Right. Based on what she said about him, I don't think she didn't say anything derogatory about Ollie. She just reaffirmed herself.
Exactly.
But I would have said no, even if I love that man, because I did not meet your family till the wedding. We questioned that. We questioned it. Why didn't we do at least a video call with Ollie's family? Well, so my question is, did y'all know this was going to be a no? And it's like, Mom, Dad, y'all ain't even need the video call because this ain't going to be happening. We had that video call, and two, Ollie and Aaron better be best friends from way back, because ain't no way I'm meeting you in the pods and you my best man.
That was weird. That was weird.
Because I'm sorry, I like you guys, and if I had a wedding coming up, my wedding was coming up. I'm sorry, y'all ain't my best men. If we met each other in the pod, come on now.
I do. There's some tomfoolery going on behind the scenes with this couple in production. It's definitely some tomfoolery because I keep hearing things like she did meet his friends and some of the family before, but they just didn't air it for some reason. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Like, what's really happening? But they show up at the wedding. Like, okay, what's going on here? This is strange.
I realize they are both from an interracial parents.
Yes.
Both. And I have to say, I don't know why the family was not there. We hadn't met them. Ollie's family is absolutely gorgeous. Good looking. I mean, I'm sorry, Netflix. Y'all have a good looking cast, and then you found those with good looking families too. Because I'm sorry, I wouldn't have married him. I'm not meeting your parents till the day of. We ain't that serious. But Ollie did look good in his tan suit, even though he was, left at the altar. He did have something lovely to say to the guests. He thanked them for being there. And so that too tells me, gives me the flip side of, did you know? Because Ollie is like, it takes a lot for him to even process stuff. Demi just told you no and ran, and you processed and gave a wonderful speech to the family.
Well, Ollie never. Okay, I will say this: Ollie, from what we've seen, he's always been the more social butterfly, as they call it. He doesn't have a problem standing up and speaking to people. I can see him standing on the spot being a little shocked, like, what the heck going on? But okay, I got to pull this together. Everybody's sitting here looking crazy. I guess I got to say something to him. I would have said something to him, or just left out if I really was that mad. But I would have said something to him as well. My thing I was gonna bring up, like they say they're gonna be and they're gonna still date each other. I don't know if I believe that or not. Because Ollie seems very adamant, hey, we still together, we still together. Okay, bro. We'll see. The problem is even if they stay together, I had the moment when I saw Demi said no, but they were still talking like they both said it that they was going to stay together. What went through my head first was, and this may be wrong, but this is what it is. I went, Demi, he may not ever propose to you again.
That's what I'm saying.
You done said no to him once.
Say it again, Trey. He may never.
He may never propose to you again.
Nope.
I say may. It just, hey, listen, y'all could build a relationship and it could really be strong over this point in time to make him be like, you know what, all right, we're ready now. But you just said no to this man on national TV, and then on top of that, if we go with your idea, L, he probably said yes first.
Uh-huh.
And you want me to propose to you again? Nah, what you mean? We could be together, but marriage, I mean, we good. We tried that, remember?
Only his outburst that I think Ollie, not outburst meaning he was overly animated. Just the what?
Shocked.
Why?
He was like,
I thought I went instantly to Ollie said yes.
He said did yes. Not. He thought she was going to say yes for sure.
But then he didn't even in his talk to Aaron say, dude, I would have said yes. Or I did say yes. He hasn't said what he would have said in his subsequent. No. I'm saying everybody else would have said, I was going to. He didn't even say that, which leads me to believe Ollie said yes. It was taken out for Demi to have her stance.
Could be, but I don't think that necessarily happens like that. It doesn't matter now. She said no, so that's it. That's the end. It doesn't matter what he would have said. And I think when he revealed the ADHD, he was trying to say that the way he processes things and the way he, it takes him a while to understand what's happening at that moment. So, he has kind of explained why his reaction would be that way. I'm not an expert on ADHD. I don't know anyone personally that has it, but going by what he said and what he struggles to deal with every day, at least he's managed to work that part out. I agree. I think his personality is such that when things go wrong, he tries to publicly save face and cover her and try and smooth out the situation rather than act erratic and, what are you saying no for? And start getting belligerent about it. I think he just matter of fact, he just accepted it for what it is. But Trey, you're right. I don't see, if they do stay together, I don't see why he would ever want to propose again. He's already turned him down in front of his family, her family, after they bonded, the TV experience on Netflix, the whole going through the pods and establishing that connection, it wasn't enough. So I don't think there is anything that they're going to do together that kind of brings them more closer than this experiment with her.
See, only certain type of men is going to propose multiple times and still getting
the same person.
Yeah, to the same person and keep getting rejection. I hate to make it. This may be a slight segue, not yet though. But a person like Benaya, he would do that. That's the type of man he is. Person like Ali, nah. You got one time with me. I'm gonna ask you once. Okay? I'm gonna ask you once.
It's only one time I'm gonna have you sitting by the bar drinking two fingers.
Man.
Only one time gonna have me on national television. But on a sweeter moment, her dad left. And I want to know, Demi, where are you going without your clothes? You came in some other clothes. Where are you going without your clothes?
You just jumped in the car.
Jumped in the car.
You don't think about clothes.
You gotta roll.
Have to get out of there.
Demi
would have
does
been
not like the
overwhelmed.
center of attention.
Yeah, but she
Demi
would have
does
been
not like
overwhelmed by the responses of everyone.
Right. Her dad came to make sure she was all right. Are you good? Everything okay? And it was sweet to see Demi's relationship with her dad play out and the conversations they had. And I think, it was a testament of, someone who has a positive relationship with their dad, being a girl dad.
Yeah, and the dad, could have been like, listen, you introduced me to this guy, and now you're saying no.
Yes, you got me to like this dude. What's up?
Yeah, what's the point? What's up with you, Demi?
What's going on?
Why you bring him around to the crib in the first place?
We brought the whole family out. We brought the whole family out.
Yeah,
I don't like nobody.
I cried on camera. I cried on camera.
Complimenting him on his game, and then you go and say no. The hell are you playing that game?
I know it's your decision. I get you, baby. It's your decision, but you can't see. Now, this is how we know this is just purely for the show, contract reasons. You got to do it this way. But there ain't no way you're gonna convince me that you didn't know it was a no before I walked you down this aisle. Nah, baby girl, we gotta talk because I ain't raised you like this. I ain't raised you like this.
I cried right outside the door. I said I'm gonna lose my baby girl.
I got tears in my eyes. And you know what?
I will always be your little girl.
And she knew she was gonna say no because she said that. Oh no, don't worry about it, Daddy. She knew she was gonna say no. Oh my, nasty work. It was nasty work. We trying to be nice about this, but let's get real. It was nasty work. I was like, huh?
Demi played everybody. Or production allowed Demi to play us.
Yes, they had a plan. We all got roped in.
Yes, we all had our pitchforks out. Ollie, if you mess this up, we will roast you.
Yes.
Getting to look at Demi, that she got the lighter fluid in hand and say, watch what I'm going to do.
She was Eminem with Dr. Dre standing next on a burnt down house.
Yes. With a gas can in her hand. It still weren't found out.
Yeah.
We now found Demi out. Demi had us all not looking at her.
Yeah, it was like Scooby-Doo. She was the villain the whole time.
Mm-hmm. The whole time. And listen, and another one. Ollie had amazing vibes. Amazing. I had to clap when I was like, all right, Ollie. Yeah, all right. And I believed him when he said it because it was something that was personal to him for what they went through. It was stuff that they went through together that he has found appreciation for. I was like, he believes that. He's in it now. He convinced himself. He done talked about it in his mind. He's like, yes, this is it. It's not every day you get to marry your best friend. And she's actually a looker to you. I'm attracted to her. She's my best friend. It's up. I gotta lock this down.
His vows also said yes to me. I don't know why. I need to see the stuff on the cutting room floor. I think Ollie went first and said yes. That's my take. But that is we have no evidence to that. That is controversial, but I'm going to stand on that till I see or Ollie says something otherwise. Because that how was just too much for someone who didn't get to go first.
You could be right, but that means it's not going to happen again. Because he said yes, and she said no. So why would he propose again?
Right,
and they never talked. Ollie and Demi never talked. She just bounced.
She bounced, sat in the car with Dad.
Well, how you going to approach her when Dad is at the car? Dad will drop kick you.
Well, the dad was the one. You know what? I go. He actually said that to Ollie. Hey, I'll go check on it.
Yes.
And walked out. That's what another thing. Like, yo, you done met your dad. We did. He kind of like me. We good now. I'm like, wait a minute. The way this is set up, Ollie can be the boyfriend / ex-boyfriend that's still cool with the family. That's always going to be around. That's a weird situation. If I was the next dude, I'm looking at you funny, girl. What's going on here? Why is this dude around?
Because I almost married him.
Oh, wait a minute.
I still got his ring, in the dresser. Kind of like how Jared and had gifts from the previous exes. Still got his ring in the cabinet.
Yeah, but almost doesn't count. That's done.
But I told him no, babe. So you should feel safe. I told him no.
Oh, now when you say that, that would make me the most suspicious action. You know why? Because if I'm looking at the other dude and I can't see nothing outwardly wrong with him, I'll be like, wait a minute, it ain't like he a womanizer, woman beater, this and that. He's an okay guy.
Wait a minute. We should not be talking about him. He's an ex for a reason. This is
but
about
he's still
us.
here. He's still here.
He's here for my dad. They have a relationship, but you and I are solid. We don't need to discuss it.
Nah, it don't work like that. I've been through this. Okay. When your mama.
Why are you taking our time to talk about an ex? I don't ask you about your exes.
Your parent is still cool with an ex of yours. They still talk about them in a positive light, even though you have a legitimate reason for leaving that ex alone. It is a situation going forward.
But you're messing up our time talking about another person.
I ain't got to talk about him. He's still here. He's at the family dinner. He know your insides. What is going on here?
There's no evidence of that.
Oh, yes, there is. He's here. That's the evidence. He is here.
And I don't think he'll be around because, tail between the legs. She said no on international television. I don't think he'll be around.
Yeah, he shouldn't. I wouldn't. For your own self-respect, bro.
He don't like football like daddy like football. So what is the reason?
Don't matter. Daddy still liked him, which is crazy. Daddy still liked him.
Just because y'all break doesn't have anything to do with the family.
That's who.
They haven't known each other long enough for there to be a bond with the families yet. This is simple. You only, the experiment was 2 weeks or something.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it was 10 days in the pods.
They barely know each other for a month.
Barely.
There's no family bond. You only met the families after you come out the pods and everything. So you can keep it cordial, but this relationship's over. And, if they do want to date afterwards, that's fine. But like I said, I doubt it's going to lead to marriage. And
Trey brought it up. Trey said he's still around.
Yeah.
JR, you're right until you're not.
Because they're still going to continue to date.
But JR, you're right until you're not. You're right. It's only been a month. Then everybody should just let that go. It's done with. This and that and go. Normally it would be that way. But it is a difference if, say, for instance, you brought a young lady home to meet your mama. That's a big significant event, especially for us men. And your mama actually likes her. I don't care if it's been after a month. She likes her.
Yeah, that's true.
She likes her. It ain't matter what you want anyway. She likes her. She's invited now. She's giving her the family recipes. That's crazy, bro.
That was my ex-mother-in-law. I got the family recipes.
That's rough, man. That's rough to deal with, bro. That's rough to deal with, bro.
I was over at her house even when I wasn't with him.
See, nasty work.
Where are you? I'm at your mama's house. Why don't you come over?
I used to be that guy. I had to stop. Cause I was like, you know what? No, this is not healthy. I understood we was going to be friends and this and that and third, and for a lot of my exes, we are still friends. But I also had to learn, okay, this is where creating certain boundaries does come into play. You get older, you learn. Nah, we could be cool, but we can't hang out like that anymore because either you're in a new relationship or I'm in a new relationship. We cannot hang out like that no more. It is what it is. It just is what it is.
Yeah,
you have to start setting certain boundaries.
But you see, Trey, in my dark artistry, in everything, that's what you would do. You would get an in. You would get an in with a parent, with a sibling, with somebody, so that'll make it harder for them to scrape you off like a barnacle because you already in there. And even after you leave, the family will have something wonderful to say about you, and they got to hold their tongue.
Elsie, I used to. This is very brief in my life, brief time. When I
Very
use
brief.
my powers, for evil, only for a certain point of time, I had. You know what? I got to grow up. Just got to stop. But I used to say, "Hey, baby, I'm the cancer you want. I'll never go away. Don't worry about it. I eat you out from the inside." And they loved it. I was the cancer they wanted.
You see, that would be a repellent for me.
For a certain type of women, yes. Well, you know what? I can't say that because
Hey, Trey, I married 2 cancers. But if I heard you were a cancer ahead of time, I would have been backpedaling. Nice to meet you. Bye. But I didn't find out you're a cancer until we in it. Like, damn, I'm caught again. Caught again.
That tells you something. You like them cancers?
Yeah. It means the cancers can handle the fire that I create.
That's because they got a whole other personality. One side is
they are a water sign, and because they can molt and get rid of that shell and create another. That's what it told me. They're a little resilient.
You can't burn me, baby. I'm water. What you mean?
Right. Resilient. But you see, the thing is, sometimes I have a blue flame and it will scorch you. And it's the times that you got to run and hide in your shell. I'm like, really? It wasn't even that hot.
Well, you're a Zula now? You going to go crazy on us? What's what? Wait a minute now. Relax.
So was that enough fire for Demi for you, Struggle Streams? Did we give Demi enough fire for you?
Yeah, I mean,
medium heat. No,
I don't think there was anything malicious. I think she just got inside her own head and her insecurities took over at the time. And, you know, going forward, I don't think she was as secure moving into this marriage as she was secure with finding herself. So that was what she came away with. She just got to be happy and be cool being a girlfriend now.
Well, here's the question. As a guy first, JR, and you can piggyback on it as a lady, secondly, Elsie, but mainly as a guy, JR. If you was a guy in the future and you're meet Demi, when you find out she was on the show, you decide to take a look and see how she moved, would you still date her?
Boy.
Should I play the Jeopardy music? Should I play the Jeopardy music?
Woo, that's a question.
If you sing along, if you hum it, we'll sing along. No, I think you raise a valid point, Trey. Because going back out into the dating market now, she's known for being on the show and known for being indecisive at this moment. So I don't know, but she might make a great girlfriend. She seems like
y'all think she's permanently friend zoned herself.
That was her issue in the first place. She came on the show saying that she's in friend zone.
So that's my question. Has she been friend zoned by the man, or has she friend zoned them? Because they're not behaving in a manner that she expects.
Well, she friend zoned herself at the altar.
Yeah. I think she has friend zoned these men.
Yes,
I think they have not risen to the occasion to match the energy that her dad has for her mom, and she has put them on the shelf and be like, I'm looking for somebody else. I'm looking for something like that over there.
I don't know about that.
The main problem.
Go ahead, Trey.
I was just going to say the main problem with, and I'm going to say this in a microcosm, if I was Demi, the main problem to have with that situation, first off, your dad, well, we don't know the full dynamics of your dad and my relationship, first off, how they met, and just keep it real. Those are different times, probably when they met. Those times fomented different types of people. I do want something. I would say I would want a marriage like her mom and dad had that lasted 15 years or 16 years keep going. They seem to have a very together, loving relationship. They both understand. Her mom said it. Listen, marriage is work. It ain't all funny games, roses and daisies, and nothing like that. But you make a decision and you stand by it. Number one.
We have a question. We have a question for Struggles in the chat. Does being a good girlfriend count her out of being marriage material?
No, it's the fact that she turned down the opportunity to get married when it was presented. That would put her out of being marriage material. But she could be a good girlfriend. She could have a nice personality, have good chemistry and all that stuff, good conversation, like spending time together. But if I'm real, I'd be like, you know what? You had a great connection with that dude and you turned it down in front of your family, your friends, all that stuff. Turn it down. So I wouldn't want to be.
I think it's more y'all are caught up in the shock of it all. I think it's more that Ollie didn't have a clue because she has a right to say no. That's the premise of the show. She has a right to say no. I think it is the shock on Ollie's face that he had no idea it was coming.
Well, here's the problem. Okay, I'm gonna answer that question very directly. In Demi's case, she is in a better position to still have suitors want to date her versus someone like a Catherine, so to say. This is why I asked JR the question, would you still date her after you seen how she moved on this show? How she moved on this show, honestly, wasn't as bad as it maybe could have been. It still looks like she made a decision for herself that she thought would be the best decision for her. Because we're not going to sit here and pretend that Ollie didn't exhibit certain behaviors that would make us pause, because he did. That's why when you said we're shocked, I'm not really shocked. It was just surprising. Because the way this is the only thing I will have a knock on her as far as dating afterwards. The way that she has been presenting herself and herself in Ollie's relationship, there was no indication where she was thinking that it should have been a no. We were thinking that it should have been a no, given what we were observing. She's been talking like she's in love with Ollie. People don't know him like I've gotten to know him. I am very happy with who I am with. If you think about it, she has never given any strong indication like she has been having second thoughts.
She has, but she hasn't said it in a manner of second thoughts. When she said she wants the PDA while they were on vacation and he wasn't giving it to her, she said that to Jasmine.
Well, that's my point.
The thing is,
Jasmine is one thing.
And she said it to him, having a conversation. And when he wanted to go to bed without having a conversation, she looked at him. She's been saying little things like, oh my God, maybe I should have you in the corner over there while I get this done. She's been doing little things, but it's not overt. It is not something that we would say, watch out, Ollie, because we're all on her case. But remember, Ollie's got ADHD, and full disclosure, I have my youngest is autistic. So I'm thinking once he said that, I was expecting the crowd to get more protective of Ollie and his mental health. But no, we were so consumed with protecting her against him.
Yeah, we were. But that's why this is why I said earlier, her saying no really wasn't a shock. It was just a bit surprising. You are right. She did, when I look back on it, she did subtly say certain things that showed, okay, she have some misgivings here. Yeah. But what she actually said to him and to us in her confessionals was something else. A misrepresentation. That's a misrepresentation to a certain extent. Yes, she did bring up the fact, I wanted more PDA in public. but we never saw the results of that conversation. They never went back to it. Either that's editing
We
or they
never
never talked
saw
about
him. We never saw him show much PDA.
it. Exactly.
No, we did. We saw
We
them
saw him
hugged
do
up. We
some.
saw them laying up. We saw them chilling out. Various different locations at the resort. But
But that was them by themselves.
yeah, but that's all that counts. You know.
She said she wanted it around the other couples. She wanted it.
Well, she could have got that on the wedding day. That would have been in front of everybody. She could have said yes. They could have had some PDA right there at the altar, held hands, walked to the vehicle,
in
and
front of your
had
parents
some
that I
alone
never
time.
met.
So, yeah, so that could have
I
happened in
don't.
front of everybody, friends, family, you name it, TV cameras.
I
But she
don't.
chose to say no.
We don't even know if she didn't meet the parents or not.
Right. Well, she said, I'm not meeting his parents until the day of the wedding. That's what she said at the Hans party.
It was very strange how she said that too.
Right.
It was
Right.
like
Now,
it was
we don't
planned.
know. We don't know if she didn't speak to them. She could have spoken to them, but
That's
never
what it
met
sounded
them.
like. That's what it felt like when she said that.
Like she's
That's what it
using
felt
certain words.
Yeah.
But we can totally be on Ollie and Demi for the rest of the night.
It's a
But let's
case
go
study.
on to the next. That is a case study. We could do a Demi and Ollie night. Next couple, Jasmine and Bobby. They both said yes.
Oh my God, my brother.
We said Bobby should run. But Bobby decided to say yes, and Jasmine said yes. Bobby, I heard your accent, Bobby, when your family was around you, and it happens with me. My Trini accent comes out real strong around the family. So I heard Bobby's accent coming out real strong with the family. Plus, Bobby, good deal getting your song Body of a Dancer to be on the Netflix curated music list. Okay, good deal. I hope you sold it to them and you got a good price for it, that Jasmine's mama could stay out your pockets now. Okay.
That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen.
I did note that Jasmine's mama tried to come to outshine her daughter with that gown she was wearing. This is your daughter's wedding, ma'am. This is your daughter's
Ain't no one
wedding.
choosing Jasmine's mom ever in life.
Nobody is. But I'm just going to say beautiful colors, beautiful bridesmaids dresses. At least mom stayed within the color theme. Mom walked her down the aisle and they both said yes. Another where I think the vows were really great. But my problem is Jasmine said, he taught me that love doesn't have to be combative. She said that word, combative. And hilarious. I was like, I don't know if she's fully changed after only less than 30 days. But not. What are you guys' thoughts?
This is one of those situations where I still fully believe Bobby should have been running for the hills. Should have been running for the hills. But a part of me does maybe understand why he said yes, because let's just keep it real. Just from the outside looking in, the package is packaged very well. You know, it is what it is. Jasmine, it's beautiful. Jasmine is intelligent. She got a lot of things going for her. It's going to be it's one of those situations where her attributes may be blinding you from the negative attributes that she may be exhibiting. And it seems that it's starting to do that just a little bit, because her mom was the big red flag. But I think what's happening is, I believe that behind the scenes, she has made certain assurances to Bobby in regards to her mom not interfering so much in their life, and he's taken her at her word. But I don't know if she's going to be able to hold that up. I don't know. You know,
she did say he only got 10 good years. She said 10 good years in the confessional, because after menopause starts setting in, it gets kind of tricky. At least you're being honest with him. Listen up, fellas.
That's crazy, boy. That's crazy work. Hey, and if he's willing to accept that, hey, more power to Bobby. But I did like the fact, even though it was suspect when she said it, what you said, Elle, that she said Bobby has taught her that it's okay not to be combative because he has a calming nature. He's just a calm person. And for a type of woman that she may come off as a little bit more fiery, you're going to need that. That's actually what is needed in that situation. I have at most times come off to be where I am. Ain't gonna have come out. I am the more common person and have been the more common person in my relationships. I'm the chilled out, real chill type dude, whatnot. It takes a lot to get me upset. Once I am upset, everybody get the hell out. But it takes a lot for even to get there.
That's
My
that water
sister,
sign. That's that water
yes.
sign.
But it's kind of weird though. Me and my sister are both Pisces, right? She's a February Pisces. I'm a March Pisces. The funny thing is, she has a very quick temper. Like, and many, many, many years ago, she described us. She described our temperament perfectly to a group of friends of ours. She said she's more like a small bombs, like the little, the firecracker, the long string of firecracker bombs, throw them out, but it's over, quick blow it, and she'll calm down. It's good. I'm the bomb with the long fuse. The fuse is forever long, but when it does go off, it's a nuclear explosion, Holocaust.
Well, save us from it, struggle streams. What did you think about Bobby and Jasmine?
Yeah, I think Bobby should really have run for the hills in this one. I think they definitely have an attraction. They definitely are connected in a good way, but I see too many things that potentially could go off. Namely, Jasmine's temper. Second of all, her mum and how overbearing she's going to be in their relationship. Mum wants to move in to wherever they decide to settle. That's going to be a crazy situation. Um, and if she doesn't, she's going to be on his case like a hawk. Anything that, anytime that the mum sees Jasmine, she's going to want to low down. What has he done this week? What stupid things has he said? What did he do to upset you this time? She's going to want a whole stat sheet.
She wants a journal. She wants a daily journal.
Exactly. So she can hammer Bobby with, "Oh, you stupid, uneducated, all this type of thing." And that's the third thing, the way that the mother perceives him. So that would have been, and that's despite the reassurances that Jasmine gave the mom. So that would have been enough cause for concern for me personally, but it's not me, it's Bobby. And I think regardless of what potential conflicts they may have, I think he feels like his level head will see them through, like steer them well. I also think that with Jasmine being a therapist, I do think she's going to need some type of anger management or some type of issues to be resolved between her and her mother in order to help the success of their relationship. Absolutely.
Well, at least he was smart enough to let Netflix use his song for more exposure. I'm sure a lot of people went out there to try and get Body of a Dancer downloaded, or at least everybody was hearing it. And I wonder if he's getting any kind of points based on how many people watch the show and hear his song. All I gotta say is, yeah, that is something that I thought was very, very good. The song fit right in. His cousins were all singing it loud and proud. His cousins were crying in the audience. I don't know why they kept going back to that cousin, the same cousin, for close-ups throughout the wedding. But it was a wonderful wedding, and it was the one where I really thought he was going to say no. I was like, dang, we're going to get another Tom saying no. But I'm happy for them. And he said wifey for lifey. And I don't like the term wifey because that's it's like iffy. It's wife. Right. It's wife, not wife e. It's like not wife-ish. It's wife.
You just saying that because of the song. Everybody started to hate it over time.
I understand, but I said that's just me. As a whole wife, I don't like the wife-ish. It's wife. But
wifey describes the personality, temperament, and traits before she becomes your wife. That's what a wifey is. It's before you become the wife. Once you're the wife, you're just the wife.
Okay.
So wifey means you have the qualities to be my wife, but you ain't there. But we ain't there yet.
Okay, but she got the rings and the vows and the license is signed, so she's wife. But she warned him, you got 10 good years. You got 10 good years. So we'll find out on the reunion if he made it past a year.
Bobby, he's going to have probably 10 good minutes before the next blow up or before the mom intervenes. All right. That's definitely not going to be your last warning, Bobby. So.
Hey, Mama says she loves him. Mama at the wedding says she loves him.
Yep.
Yeah. And I also did see the mother's statement recently because of how much heat she's gotten from her appearance on the show. And what she tried to say was English isn't her first language.
Oh.
So when she was saying what she said about Bobby, it may have come across harsh, but we should all forget about what she said, put it behind us, move on because they're married now.
No, her English was very good. We totally understood what she was saying.
And she's educated.
Yes.
She's educated.
She just didn't like a backlash that she got. That's what it was.
You know what? It is funny how people do that. They come across the way, but then they're shocked how people respond to it. Like, what do you mean? This is you. Why are you shocked for?
Now, shocked. We're going to go to the next couple. Next couple is Benaya and Nicole. I'm going to call him Ben. Ben's friend said, of course you're going to say yes. You need a place to stay.
Wow, that was crazy work.
Yeah.
That's your friend. That's your friend. They both said yes. This was aesthetically the most beautiful wedding with the splashes of color in the flowers. I loved it. I loved his blue suit. Aesthetically pleasing. Now, his mother and sister could not attend. They sent a lovely letter showing their support, but his grandfather was ill. Her dad couldn't come either because he had work. And we understand these weddings are you're telling people a week away, a week before the wedding, or sometimes days before the wedding, that, hey, it's Thursday. I'm getting married on Monday. Can you come?
I think they need to do a better job at that, though. But
yeah, they need to do a better job. But then if you tell your family ahead of time that you're going on this show, then maybe they have their calendar kind of set in case you come out with an engagement. But that's beside the point. But instead of her dad walking her down the aisle, Nicole's mom walked her down the aisle, which was a wonderful, wonderful moment. I just was thrown off that Benaya was on the left side of the altar and she was on the right side. I was like, did we swap? It just confused me. It doesn't have to be a particular way, apparently. Hey, it confused me. They're walking down the aisle with the best man. That don't happen all the time with the U.S. So I'm a little confused with little things, but I notice little things. So what are your thoughts on Ben and Nicole? They both said yes, so he has a place to stay when he's not working and house sitting where he's working.
I'm not surprised they both said yes. I think there's a genuine attraction there, genuine hope that it can work. I'm not mad at it. My biggest concerns were how his family were going to receive her, being that they're German. Also being that they said he was very hurt. despite him not wanting to commit, as we said last week. But once they overcame that, you know, also the fact he's a hobo. But you know, they seem to resolve all of that stuff. I think they must have spoken about what's going to happen post marriage, where they're going to stay, where they're going to relocate to, or whatever. So, yeah, happy for them. Hope it works.
Trey, that sigh.
You know, when you're the second choice, sometimes you feel like you have to stand on business.
Wait a minute.
You know, hey, Trey gonna say it. Let's just keep y'all were thinking it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Let's get it out of the way. Sometimes
We don't know if he's second choice. He could
no.
be
In
third,
this
fourth,
case, we
fifth.
do know.
Okay.
In this case, unfortunately, we do know.
He was first choice, but he didn't stand on business first.
His second choice.
Why should he have? That's always been my question. Y'all were still dating in the past. She has not shown any indication that he should have chosen her at that point when all that was happening.
Good point.
You know, so let's be with that. Nah, this only happened because the other dude was in the picture. He was an a-hole. And instead of you realizing that, okay, you're talking to the woman that may make bad decisions, you only saw it as this man was trying to take advantage of her. And that's a real thing because it happens. But this is also a situation where she was told that this man may be trying to take advantage of you, and she still chose that option. And then on top of things, you find the real reason you find out, the only reason why she came apologizing to you because he didn't want her. So in all honesty, her answer still would have been a yes to Sam if he would have gave it up. So yes, unfortunately, Benaya, you are the second choice. It's okay, you know, because you were the best choice.
He's still second, you know, because this is her second marriage.
Exactly.
Either way you cut it. Either way you cut it. Either way you cut it.
And let's be real, there are some dudes that like sloppy seconds.
Ooh, child.
Hey, listen, these people exist out here, L. It is what it is.
Oh, I know these people exist. I just gotta give it for dramatic effect.
Okay, yes. Let's do it more dramatic. Oh no. You know, like it's just not. It is one of those things. Do I still like Benaya? Yes. But should he probably have said no or take a pause? Most definitely. Because then this hasn't been spoken. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. No, as this has been going along, Nicole more and more has shown me that she just wants to be married.
Exactly.
She's the type of woman that wants the marriage instead of the person she's actually married to.
Right.
You know, and there's been multiple instances where she has said certain things that led me to that thought. The only reason I know the only reason I can recognize it for me is because in my first marriage, we had to get to this point. My ex-wife was that way. She wanted to be married just to be married. There was no doubt that at the time she loved me. We loved each other. That was never the question. But when we got down to it, when we were going through our divorce and we got the reasons why we even got married in the first place, it was obvious she wanted to be married, period. She just wanted the marriage. You know, and that was hard for me to accept, to recognize in itself. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, you know.
You know what told me that? She didn't even know his last name or couldn't even say it after the wedding.
That was so
how do I marry you and know I'm marrying you or know it's a yes or just dating you on this show? I came back to you, yet I don't even know how to say your last name. It's going to be my last name.
exactly. How are you gonna picture being Mrs. whatever it is if you didn't even care to find that out to see if your first name matched the surname you're about to take on.
Or that you can't say it.
Exactly. But um yeah,
Like,
she
I'll learn that. She said, I'll learn that soon.
yeah. I think she definitely wanted to be married. I think it's like I said last week, I think it's to make amends for the first marriage failing. So there is an element of okay, well I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get married and this time try and hold on to it. Sort of like an overcompensation. Like she
Mhm.
overly wants to be back in that situation again where she has a husband. And maybe there's some societal pressures or pressures from family or culture or whatever, where that is something that's on her mind.
And some
We
So
people
have
are
here,
like that.
some people are like that.
Oh yeah, some people are just married minded. There's nothing wrong with that. My issue will always be it can easily become a plug and play situation in your mind. You can just plug anybody in that spot. So why am I here?
yeah,
That's all. That's going to be the question in your mind that pops up, whether a man or woman does this. You got some men out there, they're just married minded, married material, whatever. But the way they might treat you, it could easily be a plug and play situation. So why are you really
Mhm.
there? That's a question that might pop up in your head.
and
So
I
the
was
question,
saying to the comment on the screen to go to Africa, and I think this is why I was saying she was indecisive because Sam and Benaya were interchangeable at the number two spot at different times throughout her process of choosing. So they both been number two,
Hmm.
and they both were number one. And she ended up with Benaya, who was someone that she went home with after she went home with Sam and found out it didn't work. So Benaya's number two,
And
ultimately.
to go Africa, yes, Sam was Jasmine's second choice, but you realize Jasmine was iffy on Sam the whole time.
Uh-huh.
Bobby was always first choice, and she went with her first choice. So
Mhm.
so let's
Yeah.
go to the last couple because we have to also round out who we think is still together or not at the end. But our last couple,
Brittany and
Freddie
Kat.
and Catherine. Freddie
hmm,
said no. Catherine said yes. And another lovely wedding. Freddie, before they left for their weddings, Freddie left a lovely note in Catherine's luggage to say he's thinking of her.
mm,
Freddie also gave Catherine matching earrings to match the ring she didn't want. She actually said she
constellation.
wanted Sam's ring. Now she all about him because she didn't expect to get the earrings to match the ring. Freddie's showing her more gentlemanly behavior than, Sam keeps on professing he is. But I'm wondering, Freddie, and I put that in my notes, are you used to giving your exes departure gifts before you break up with them?
Yep.
Is that your MO? Because when he said no, I was shocked, and then I pulled all the cards to the back of my head, and I'm like, you were buttering her up, or you could genuinely not have known. But Freddie doesn't strike me as someone to make that decision at the altar. I know he's swayed by his sister. I know he's swayed. We don't know if she signed a prenup. They never addressed that again. But I'm wondering if here's your parting gift, here's your consolation prize. Thank you for coming. That's what it gave me. But I don't know you gentlemen. You give gifts. Do you give a lady a gift before you send her on her way? What did you think about Freddie and Catherine? Because she was devastated and said, "Don't hug me" at the altar. And we all heard it. What are
Now,
y'all thoughts?
now, Errol, I'm the repo man, so you know the answer to that question. You need to stop. So, them heels coming back with me, baby. Pack them up. Let's get them going. But nah, Freddie comes off as extremely generous. So yes, You know, he gave her a take care package. You know, just it's about the hey, this may be hard, but hear me out. Now, you know what? Now here's the funny thing. I'm not surprised of what happened because it should have happened this way. I knew Catherine was going to be a yes. We all know why Catherine was going to be a yes. Because let's just keep it real. This is the best situation that she's probably never going to have again. Point blank, period. If Freddie was smart and he proved that he was smart, it should have been a no. But unlike Demi and Ali situation, I actually believe Freddie more when he say, "Hey, we can keep seeing each other. We can keep this relationship going, but we have to put some time in. I need to see some things from you." And that's absolutely right. And about the money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, he just need to see some things because she was exhibiting certain behaviors that was concerning, very concerning. And he should have took pause. And the funny thing is, if you caught it, one of her friends even she tried to cover it up, but she even alluded to the fact, like, nah, if I was in Freddie's situation, I probably would have said no to homegirl.
He said it's not the end. Y'all could keep on dating.
Exactly.
And she looked at her like, shut up.
Exactly. The friend recognized, girl, you ain't about to get this. You know what I'm saying? You just don't come through every day. I'm trying to help you.
Don't let this fish off the hook.
Don't F this up. Don't F this up. You still got a chance.
We can elevate. You can get out your mama house and get your own house.
We can fix
that.
You. Okay? Listen.
Exactly.
We can get you ready in the next couple of months. We can get you ready.
Don't get too mad at him, please. Now, Freddie also went to her appearance. Freddie was crying in the hallway. Let's start first. He was weeping in the hallway, being consoled, and she walked and she looked at him like he was beneath her. She told her daddy, leave me alone. I want to be alone. And, she was real mad. He went to her parents. He explained to them what was happening. They acknowledged he was brave for talking to them first.
Mm-hmm. And they agreed with him, too.
They agreed with him. Yep. And they said after he left, that was pretty brave of him to come and talk to us. Then when he went to see her and sit next to her, homegirl shifted on the bed, and she felt like, I wish I could just tell him, go about his business. But the camera was there. Mm-hmm. What did you think, Struggle Streams? Did Catherine present as you thought she would?
Yeah, Catherine is definitely someone that I would say has a lot going on that Freddie will probably either get the blame for or she will lash out on him. Her temperament is erratic. Again, I think this is someone who just wanted to get married just because of the event, the marriage, but not necessarily completely being attracted to or in love with the person. I think the physical attraction is there, but I still think she got something for Sam, especially after meeting at the mixer. Let's meet up in London. Yo, why are you wanting to say yes at the altar? And if Freddie had said yes, okay, you go back to London or whatever, and then you're going to try and meet up with Sam at some point, hang out with Sam. No. And then the trashing of the ring. Talking about how Sam's ring that he was going to give to Nicole is better than Freddie's ring. No. But yet you still want to get married to him. No. She's the type of person that will say and do some hurtful things when she gets in her feelings about something. And she will not care about how it's going to impact Freddie when he hears it. And he seems pretty dejected already. So I wasn't surprised that he said no. I definitely don't think their relationship continued afterwards because I don't think she would ever let him live it down for that level of embarrassment in front of everybody. Plus, she was trying to ask him days before, "You're going to say yes, aren't you?" She was trying to make sure that he was going to say yes. So now that he's turned up and said no, that's going to destroy her ego. It's also going to affect her trust levels in him. You know, she's never going to forget that or forgive him.
But
And so I think he was just being nice for the cameras, kind of saying, look, I chose to say no for this reason. And to smooth it over, yes, he got her a pair of earrings. I guarantee if he knew that she didn't like the ring, he wouldn't have got her the matching earrings to go with it. Because she would have liked the earrings either. And she would be ungrateful. But yeah, like they're long term, it wouldn't work. She will punish him for embarrassing her like that. So I think they called it quits. Don't think they did anything afterwards. And that little comment about "don't hug me" and things like that, that's what I'm talking about. If he extends his arm to console her at the time, her anger, her temper, her views of him are very, um, very fizzy. It's like they get shaken up, her emotions get shaken up, and then she erupts. "Don't hug me." Yo, I'm supposed to hug you. You're upset right now. And I may be the cause of why you're upset, but I can explain why. We can talk it out. It's those type of things that Freddie, I hope, paid attention to when he made his decision.
yeah,
But
I saw the hard wall like build up between them right there on the bed when they were talking, and she got that hard tone and said,
yep,
"It's fine. I have been through a lot of stuff in my life." The way she said it, it had no feeling, it
nope,
had no, sympathy towards Freddie. Like, okay, it's all right. It was not calming. It's like
nope,
you need to leave. I've been
yep,
through worse than this. And
yeah,
that told me, I agree with you, Struggle Streams. It told me she could lash out at him and feel no kind of way because she's justified because she's hurt.
yeah. And I'd also say she did also mention about abandonment issues, being adopted, right? Now, I think her parents adopted her when she was 11 weeks old.
11 weeks or 11 days, whatever.
No,
She
it
was
was
very
11.
young.
Yeah, very young. So these abandonment issues. No, she's actually grown up knowing that she's had some loving, supportive parents. It may not be biological, but she's always grown up in a loving environment with these two people playing the parental role in her lives. Her abandonment issue may be some form of resentment from why her biological parents abandoned her. But then again, you can't take that out on Freddie because it's
Right.
nothing to do with that.
You know,
Completely separate thing that you need to work on by yourself, with Freddie maybe supporting you or whoever you're with supporting you through that journey. But you have to come to your resolution on that yourself. In a relationship with Freddie, like I said, it just seemed like she just wanted the event, the occasion, rather than actually being 100% into him. Because if she was 100% into him, she wouldn't be conversing with Sam in front of Freddie, within earshot of Freddie, talking about "let's meet up in London." She was already engaged at that point. You're not in the pods no more. That was a
so
mixer where you just see what people look like and then you keep it moving. You go back to your partner. But no, she did too much.
I want to know if Freddie bought the earrings or not with his own money or production's budget, because we have not seen a groom before give his wife or his future wife the matching jewelry to their ring.
That would lead me to believe that it was him that did it. Because if it was something that we'd seen regularly on these type of shows, production provide these type of things for them, then you would see it more regularly.
And I would just like to go to Africa say keep your eye on Freddie. I wouldn't be shocked if I saw Freddie on The Bachelor or on Love Island UK. I would not be surprised.
And I wouldn't surprised if we see Catherine and Sam hook up.
Well, word on the internet street is that they were hooking up for a while.
Wow.
Word on the street is that they were seen around town together,
Not
Catherine and
surprised.
Sam.
Not
Wow.
surprised. because they're both very similar. They have similar traits to, for what we see. But also, Freddie doesn't live in London.
No, he doesn't.
So Catherine and Sam, they're in London.
Sam lived just down the street.
Exactly. So it's more of a match that way. There isn't the logistics, the logistics of it all.
She just to keep it real, I think she wants to be married, but a part of her still wants to be out there in the streets somewhere. She doesn't want to be settled or settled down like that.
She hasn't got fun out of her system.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's okay.
I think she wants to be with someone who's more compatible with her, like more similar to how she is. Quite superficial. They can have like a very, there's a section of people here who try to, like in Miami or Jersey Shore, those type of shows. There's like a certain group of people who tan themselves. They're all about nightclubs, partying, all that type of stuff. I think Catherine and Sam are kind of like the UK equivalent of those type of people. Very pretentious.
Gotcha.
Very much about looks and things like that. Going out to the it places, the places to be.
So Ollie was right that Catherine sounded pretentious.
Yeah. Because those clubs that he was.
So why didn't he warn his boy Freddie?
Because it's Freddie's choice.
Okay, so just like Jasmine warned Nicole, and Nicole still went with Sam, Ollie was talking to Catherine too. He was saying it in the men's lounge, but I guess Freddie wasn't there at the time. He was saying she's giving me more physical, sensual vibes. Freddie still went with it because she showed him something different.
And she also showed him something physical and sexual within the first night of meeting him. So that's how she is. That's her personality.
Well, exactly. At that point, wait a minute. At that point, we engaged.
Yeah.
We're in a committed relationship.
Doesn't matter. That means, like I said, it's something that's part of her personality. That's not nothing good or bad. It's just,
I heard judgment. I'm sorry if y'all were not judging.
No.
I heard judgment.
When Ollie was saying that she's giving off more of a sexual vibe, right? Then, like I said, she is a sexual person. She kind of leads with that. As soon as they got to meet and everything, that happened. Freddie must be quite that way too for it to have happened.
Well, that's why I'm not taking my foot off Freddie's neck, because I always said there's something up with Freddie. And all these gifts and all these tokens before you send me along my way, and I can move in with you, all that is making me side-eye Freddie. And the fact that he cheated and got caught. But Trey, I see maybe the judgment was coming from you.
I didn't say that yet, but since you want it, I'll give it a little bit just to make you right. Guess what? This still goes back to misrepresentation. She presented herself one way to Freddie in the pods. When he challenged her on about in the pods, he challenged her about going out. He's a homebody. What type of girl do you like to go to these places? When he started to challenge her on it, she immediately went, "Oh no, that was just that one time. It was just my birthday. It was just one time. We don't go there." Knowing that she was that type of woman.
For my birthday.
No, it's every weekend. Or every time that you can go.
Well, before you got here, Struggle Streams told us that any excuse to drink, any excuse to go out.
That's the culture. Exactly.
So also, women are just sensual. They're just some women that are just sensual.
Yeah, not every woman's hard and rigid and wants to be abstinent for 90 days. I get it, but
as Beyonce said,
what I'm saying is when
he put a ring on it. He put a ring on it.
That's the thing. Like, you can't let the sexual side of things blind you from the reality that this is a very temperamental and volatile person that you're dealing with. Right? 1 minute she will say things to rope you in, the kind complimentary things. Then all of a sudden she'll make a cutting remark aimed at you personally, trying to shatter your self-esteem or bring you down or try and say, make it like she's above you or something like that. She's demonstrated that throughout their interaction. So Freddie did the right thing. She just has to deal with it. And I think, she's not an unattractive girl. She managed to have a connection with Ollie. She managed to have a connection with Freddie. And she's managed to have a connection with Sam. So she's not unattractive, but I think Sam is more suited to her than Freddie or Ollie is. And
she did say Sam looked like her ex 5 times that night.
Exactly.
She did ask, "What's in the box? What's in the box, Sam?"
Exactly.
Two things. First off, Freddie proposed to the representative. Now he got to find out does the person match the representative.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Freddie was a representative too.
And so far, he's always stayed to his representative.
Except the cheating part. How do we not know he was cheating if it's such a
7 years ago.
X-mark?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Years ago.
Wait a minute. If it's such a big deal for her that once a cheater, always a cheater, why didn't you ask any man you saw in the pods if he cheated before? Why are you finding out after you got the ring?
And that's on her.
Yeah.
She did that.
Listen, I'll say it like this. The only reason why she probably hasn't cheated is because she wasn't in a relationship when she was dating more than one person at the time. It wasn't a relationship.
And Elle, can you bring up, to go Africa's point, can you bring up that last comment she made? Let's answer that directly. The only reason why Freddie even said anything about Charlotte was because Catherine kept going off about Sam, like you said, 5 times. When Charlotte showed up, she asked Freddie, how did he think Charlotte looked? He didn't just give that out there. He didn't put it out there. He was asked by Catherine twice. Mm-hmm. And all he said was, she's attractive. Because she is.
But he breaking his neck to look, though. He got to look if he saw it already. If he saw she attractive, he got to keep on looking. Oh, yeah, she attractive.
Don't play that, because remember what happened. She asked him the first time. He's like, she look good, she's cool. Yeah. But he didn't look at her. She went, you're not looking at her. Did you see her? So then he looked. Yes, she's attractive. Now what?
Yeah. But listen, we know as men that that's the trap. Yeah,
exactly.
That's a trap. It's the trap that insecure ladies will try and put out there for us.
Was it a trap or was it just an excuse? So
I
can say, wait a minute, as an excuse, if you said Charlotte looked nice, then it gives me permission to say Sam looks good too.
No,
she could have been.
That's the trap. She's thinking, oh, that's Sam. He looks like my boyfriend. Let me, my ex-boyfriend. She said it 5 times. And that was before she asked him about Charlotte, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now to smooth it over so it doesn't look like a bigger deal than it is, let me call him out for something. Let me call him out for the way he's looking at the other women.
But the way he said Charlotte was nice was one way, but the way she's like, oh my God, he looked just like my ex. She was teetering.
Exactly. Yeah. She liked Sam.
Sam showed up first. Do not forget that. Sam showed up first. And she was going off about Sam the whole time.
And let's not
Charlotte
forget,
showed
she was doing it to Freddie, right in front of Freddie's face. She was like, look, he looks like my ex.
And hold on. Freddie didn't run to go hug Charlotte, okay? Everybody walked up to go hug Charlotte when she showed up. Every man got up to go hug Charlotte. Every woman got up, oh, Charlotte! He didn't go run over there. Everybody walked over.
Charlotte, unbeknownst to her, is just wrecking relationships.
Hey, sometimes you got it like that. It happens.
Charlotte out here on the free market. We got to find out at the reunion if Charlotte is out on the free market.
I don't think she is. Well, in the sense of this show, there's a reason. I'll put it like this. Yes, it is one of those situations where, actually, I think the case in point, Bobby and Jasmine. there are situations where the girl's physical attraction can override some negative things that could pop up with her, and vice versa. A guy can
Right.
look so good that some negative things that might pop up about him, you just get blinded towards.
Right.
No, none of all the guys had a chance to talk to Charlotte in the pods. A few of them talked about Charlotte before early on in the pods, but no one ever tried to lock in anything with her. So personality wise, nothing was clicking.
All I gotta say is for everybody on the show, something wrong with them, or else they would already be in a relationship
Exactly.
and already married. Something wrong with everybody.
That's true.
There's something. We just finding somebody willing to tolerate it for the rest of their life.
That's true.
And we're trusting the experts to put, or whoever in casting, to put it together that I would find somebody that I want to propose to and continue on. But something wrong with all of them. That's why when I saw Freddie's an attractive man. They gave him the GQ poses before that wedding. All the side angles. They were curating Freddie's modeling booklet. What I got to say is sums up with Freddie. Yes, he cheated 7 years ago. But my thing is, even if he cheated 7 years ago, he got caught. He did not confess. He got caught.
Confessed to cheating.
He did not confess. He got caught by the girlfriend. So he also a sloppy cheater. She
that's
also a sloppy cheater.
That's how it always goes. Like when does someone come to their partner and say, "I've been cheating, but I love you and I want to stay with you"? Very rare.
Yo, right? these semantics.
That happens in Tyler Perry movies, but it doesn't happen in real life.
Talking about.
All I'm saying is, I knew something was up. I'm waiting for the behavior pattern, and I saw some stuff with Freddie. I saw that some of the ladies, probably like Catherine, saw, the potential with Freddie and the lifestyle, but could not handle the family responsibility and the family business. That is something that is true. But there's something I don't know about Freddie. Freddie's a slow burn too. I'm sorry. I couldn't have seen myself with Freddie because he's a slow burn.
Here's the problem with Freddie. Here's the real problem. This may seem small and insignificant, but it's not. Here's the real problem with Freddie. He's a recluse in his mind, so it puts forth from him outwardly. He is not a social person. He works with dead people, for God's sakes. He likes solitary and solitude. He likes to stay home and just watch a movie. He's not the guy he likes working out, staying in shape. Yeah, that's cool, whatever. But he's not the guy to just go out and try to go get women. Honestly, he doesn't have to because
I was about to say that. The old ladies are coming out the house to see him. Freddie don't have to go looking. Freddie is the flower that all the bees are coming to.
And if you notice, his mom and sister kind of alluded to this. There's another reason why he wants to stay inside.
Right.
Because women be flocking to him.
All the
old women be trying to run him down.
So Freddie too pretty is saying to be outside. He got to be running from the ladies.
Yeah, they're running from him.
How long have they been protecting Freddie from the ladies? Is my question.
A long time.
A long time.
A long time.
A very long time. Trying to protect him so that he doesn't get into a situation where he has multiple baby mamas by multiple women.
Yeah. Freddie, even though Freddie has cheated, Freddie does not come off as the guy to have multiple women at one time. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. Even though he
never saw any evidence of that in the pod. He never had. I don't think he had multiple connections in the pod.
This is an edited show. This is an edited show.
You can say that about anybody though. But no, he did. We did from what we saw, he didn't have that. And even when people were released from the pod and they were at the mixers, there was nobody coming around saying, "Oh, you, Freddie, me and you have a chance." And this and the other.
You can be a serial monogamist and still be an emotional F-boy.
We don't know that he's a serial monogamist.
Well, you're saying he's not juggling multiple people, so you got to be a serial monogamist.
I think he is probably a serial monogamist. F-boy though, that's a stretch.
We don't know.
them gifts all the way leading up to a no, I'm sorry. That is like them all back in the day parting gifts of your mistress, and I'm gonna give you something to leave with. I'm sorry.
It's giving you something so that you don't go off.
I don't like.
I know you're a volatile, crazy, hot-tempered person. I'm gonna give you a gift as a sweetener. Here, take this, and this will pacify you, and then you can go on about your business. You have a souvenir at least to remember the good times.
Exactly, a souvenir.
I hate to say
and go about your business.
I hate to say
don't, and leave me out your mouth. That's what it's saying. I'm paying you to hush, and don't talk about me in a bad light, because at least you got the earrings and the ring to match.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Because
that does not say he's a great guy.
No. But if he doesn't do that, then she's not a great girl either. She's going to run her mouth and tarnish him and Freddie this, Freddie that, Freddie this, Freddie that. She did some of the most, she spoke to him the worst out of all the couples that we saw. So, like I said, we have to just keep it to what we actually saw. He was on the receiving end of some really weird tirades from her. So he obviously figured out that her temperament is volatile. So he said, yeah, take these earrings. Like I said, if she had vocalized how much she didn't like the ring, that would have probably crushed him, and he probably wouldn't have got the earrings.
I'm just saying. Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
I don't believe in this, but it happens all the time. It ain't tricking if you got it. And obviously Freddie got it. So give him some nice earrings. Doesn't really affect him like that. It's just a gift.
I'm sorry. If you got it, why is your fiance across the way, boldly flirting with another man?
That's on the fiance, not him.
That's on her.
That's on the
fiance.
She's
trying to make her jealous, or she's insecure, or she likes Sam. Whatever it is, it's all her. She's the common denominator there, not Freddie.
That's on her, because she's going to do that regardless of who she's going to be with.
I just think Freddie's getting too much of the good guy edit.
Of course, somebody got to.
But that's because
Demi get the good girl edit.
Yeah, Demi got the good girl edit. That's for sure.
She did it. She did.
Somebody got to get it. And it just so happened the behaviors that he's exhibit lead him to be somewhat the good guy. He ain't perfect, but he's a good guy.
And that's the thing. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has pros and cons. And you're right. These people on the show, maybe they do get edited as well, but nobody's perfect. Absolutely no one. Everybody has hang-ups. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses.
It just so happened he was the best choice out of the season by a long shot.
But the few moments, and I will say these moments led me to, not paint Freddie as too much of a bad guy that is in hiding, is the sweet moments he had with his brother.
Yeah.
That told me a lot. Sitting on the couch while he's talking to his sister, the brother is laying on his shoulder and he's, just gently rubbing his hand. Before they walk in, the brother lays his head on his shoulder before they walk into the wedding. Those are moments that seem to be automatic, that you can't contrive. And those things is what kind of, gave me that Freddie's a good guy, but he has some real suspect behavior to me. That whole gift thing. But it may be me, my dark mind, and what I would do.
Yeah.
y'all ain't gotta agree so quickly. Y'all did not.
What do you mean? Listen, we feel you, okay? We understand, L. We've all had some dark arts back in the day. You know what I'm saying? We've risen above it. We've been redeemed to the light side of the force. It's happened. It's all good. It's all good.
I'm not saying he's a Sith Lord, but he got Sith-like behavior. I saw that and he said no. I'm like, you did that to keep her quiet. That was hush money. That was hush money.
Listen, Victor Sweet said it in Four Brothers. You don't pay her to stay. You pay her to leave.
Leave. Yes.
Okay?
I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? She want to be for the streets. You give the street girl a present and go.
To bring it back to some sort of normalcy, I also watch another YouTube channel called Psychology in Seattle. I don't know if y'all watch that. Dr. Han, he does talk about the abandonment issues with adoption, and he said he's a licensed psychologist in Seattle, Washington, and he did say that usually, based on their records, reports, and investigations, usually if someone is adopted after 6 months of age is where the I think he says 6 months. Is it 6 months? I think it's 6 months where the abandonment issue may set in. He's not saying that Catherine can't experience it, but she would be outside of the realm in their psychology kind of textbook abandonment for an adopted person.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that quite interesting. So I'm like, she's outside the anomaly of many things, because you would never know I did not like my ring. You would never know that Sam looked like my ex ever.
It sounded like I'm just saying this for my storyline to pop off. Let me have a story.
Understood. Other than we could be cousins.
Yeah.
Other than your grandma and grandpa got the same name as mine.
Weird.
But I'm guessing those are regular traditional names.
Yeah, we gotta look into that. But wait a minute. No, let's talk about this. Hold on.
But I'm adopted, so it's all good.
Hey, that works. It works.
Even if it's the same, we adopted.
Freddie's sister was right, and immediately after he made the decision, the way he dapped her up as he walked past.
Yes.
Now that was dark. That was dark.
Freddie's sister went, whew, when he said no. Now let me ask you, you gentlemen have sisters, right?
Mm-hmm.
How often have your sisters been correct about the ladies that you've dated?
Yeah, they've been right once or twice. She's been right. Mine.
I'm laughing at Struggle Streams and you saying nothing.
You don't want to admit it. I get it. It's like
I think more than because my sister doesn't really give an opinion on who I'm dating. My sister knows me very well. So if she picks up on me being in moods or, if she picks up on my demeanor being a certain way and she kind of pinpoints it to being down to my relationship, she'll say, yeah, that relationship's not for you. It's bringing you down.
Gotcha. Understood.
Yeah.
But if she sees me happy, she's 100% all for whoever it is.
Gotcha.
Listen,
okay.
My sister even quit story time. My sister even saved me from a slight mistake one time. It was in high school. I was in high school, maybe 10th grade or something or whatever. Almost got into a Love is Blind situation. Somebody gave this chick my number. All of a sudden, I'm getting a phone call at the house. Who are you? Yeah, I'm so and such. I'm like, all right, I'm trying to figure out who this person is. Never met her, never seen her. We start talking on the phone because I was curious, and her
was it the phone with the long cord?
Oh yeah, we got the long house cord.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I can go in the next. Yeah. Old school. You know what I'm saying? Like, and her personality was amazing. I was like, yo, this is nice. Even my sister, like, she talked to her on the phone, like, she's really nice. I'm like, yeah. She went to the next town over, but she knew people in my classes and stuff, so people knew her. So I'm like, okay.
How long did y'all talk for?
Maybe a couple of weeks. Because it got to the point we were supposed to meet up at the skating rink a couple of times. And that's why I knew something was up. She didn't show up. But she was there. She just didn't come inside or something. I'm like, what's going on? I'll get something up. It got to the point where, long story short, she decided, I was like, hey, I need to see you, whatnot, whatever. So this back in the day, we had sent she had sent her picture of her to be in the mail. Right? Yes.
You mean she had to wait to take the roll of film through to the developer, get it back, and then put it in an envelope to mail it to you next time over.
I think it was a picture she already had, probably.
Okay,
because
you know you have to wait a few days for those rolls of film to come back. Okay,
but I think it was a picture she already had.
Okay,
she put it in. She put it in an envelope, sent it to my house. It came pretty quickly. It must have been first priority. It came. I saw it. My sister said, "Hey, you got mail." So all right. I'm in the back room. When I saw who it was from, I went all the way to the back room in the house and sat by myself because I was nervous. I was nervous. I was like, "Oh man, I got a bad feeling." I had a bad feeling, but I liked the girl. I really liked it. I was like, "Okay." I opened the envelope. I start pulling the picture out. I barely pulled it a quarter of the way, and I screamed. Ah! It was bad.
That's why she didn't want to come inside.
Listen, I went, oh my God. My sister, it was just me and my sister was home. Her room was way in the front of the house. She come tearing out her bedroom, like, whoa, what's going on? What's wrong with you? And I was like, oh my God. She's like, what is the matter? And I had the envelope in my hand. She went, oh God, please no. Please no. I just handed her the envelope. She pulled it out herself. She went, oh. I remember this to the day. My sister's face. She just went, oh. Okay. She said, and I quote, listen, brother. Okay, you're gonna have to let her down easy. All right. You just because she's a nice girl, so you just gonna have to let her down easy. All right, but this is the no. Nah, no.
So how did she save you? By telling you to let her down easy, or to tell you?
Because in my mind, because I actually liked her, I was thinking, okay, maybe I can look past this.
Oh, you mean love can grow?
I was very idealistic when I was young.
Sorry, it was 10th grade Trey.
Hey, yeah, I was very idealistic. You're like, I was raised on certain values. Like, no, give people a chance until they prove themselves false or wrong. Don't judge a book by its cover. Mom instilled those things in us. You be kind to people, be respectful of people. Everybody ain't gonna look the same. Just because somebody
so you're going to thug it out.
I was contemplating on giving it a chance in my mind.
Okay.
But my sister was like, no, nigga. Nah. No. This can't be it. She was like the range is too far. Said, nope, this is not gonna work.
Out of the realm of possibility.
Don't even do it. But let her down easy because I like her. She's a nice girl.
So let's go back to the comment. To Go Africa said she went back. She went and got her receipts.
All right, let me see. Okay.
She said Sam came to the bar after Charlotte. She went to Ollie to introduce herself to him, and Freddie went over to Charlotte to hug her.
That still don't mean he ran.
So no Whitney Houston, I want to run to you. No
still
Whitney Houston moment.
Okay. Everybody's saying hi, you go over and hug them.
Okay. She got your timestamp. You asked for a timestamp, and I love this. You got your timestamp. So you need to do your research. You need to do your research.
Editing.
And look at
editing. It was editing.
I got
editing,
you.
Moved it around.
Yeah, they moved it around. They chopped and screwed that part.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Trey, thank you to Go to Africa. Trey is doing his homework. 4642. Don't play that sound. I got to mute Trey because we can't have sound because of copyright stuff. But I
just got a spoiler anyway. I just got a spoiler on Cat.
Okay, go ahead, Struggle Stream. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. She apparently appeared on a podcast, and which has been shared to TikTok.
Who's she?
Catherine.
Okay.
she reveals that she is actually in a new relationship with somebody that she met on the show, and they've been together for almost a year, and they live together.
Oh, so she moved in with Sam.
She doesn't say specifically Sam in this tea, but
Okay.
we can say, unless there was someone else that she's made a connection with, which would make a fourth guy.
Wait a minute. She had a connection with Ollie. She could have moved in with Ollie.
No, but I'm saying she had a connection with Ollie. She had a connection with Freddie. She's had a connection with Sam. If there's a fourth guy now, then I'll be surprised. So
possibility, because it could be Sam.
I'm
could
gonna
be
say
Sam.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be Ollie because he was like, "Oh, you one of them pretentious ones." I don't think it's
No,
Ollie. But I think it's Sam because it word on the street is that they hanging out together, they going out together.
Yeah.
And suffice to say, even without, even if Sam did not have his nose job, they are a strikingly good looking couple. Catherine does compliment
because of the whole. Did you tell everyone that I dumped you, or that you dumped me?
Right. But whether she's with Freddie or Sam, they make attractive couples. This cast was beautiful,
and that's why they renewed it.
I would like to know what happened with the whole. Charlotte is attractive. I'd like to know how her dates went. But yes, it is renewed for a second season. Yes, we will be back across the pond for a second season next year.
Yeah, and I also want to know whether Tom and Natasha hooked up afterwards as well.
So in our wrap up, let's talk about the couples that got married. It's been a year. The reunion is next week. Okay, Trey did his homework.
To go Africa, yes, you need to go back and rewatch it. Okay, you need to rewatch it. All right, all of the women ran up to Charlotte and Tasha first, getting little hugs. The men stayed over to the side. It was like, who is that? And somebody was like, oh, that's Natasha and Charlotte. Oh, okay. Then you see Catherine come back over to Freddie. First, she asked him, where were you? He went, oh, I was just walking around observing everyone. And while they were standing at that table, Charlotte comes over, introduces herself, and so he goes, oh, hey, Charlotte, I'm Freddie. It's nice to meet you. Gives her a hug at the table. Never ran, never walked. He was at the table. Gave her a hug, and that was it. Damn.
Oh, so he didn't trash anything about Catherine. He didn't say, oh, you know what? Man,
I wish it was you.
I'm better in this, like what Kat did with Sam. He didn't say, "Oh, she reminds me of my ex-girlfriend 5 times," like what Kat did with Sam. Yeah, there's no comparison. Sometimes we just get into this, tug of war.
Yes,
the guy's got to be the bad guy because he can't be that bad, or he must have done something to make her act a certain way.
Right.
Stop thinking like that. Clean slate. Say what you see. That's it. Stop trying to pit people against each other. Sometimes the women are awful. Sometimes the guys are awful. In this instance, Catherine is awful. More awful than Freddie is.
Whatever, Jay. You know what? We got to get the birthday girls that, it's their week, it's their her day. Whatever she say, queen, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's wrap it up for those that did get married. Sam and Sabrina, are they still together?
Wait, Sam and Sabrina.
Not Sam, sorry. Steven and Sabrina. I'm sorry.
And me confused. I'm like, wait, when did
I
this
know. The S names. Steven and Sabrina. Are they still married?
I'm gonna say no. Nope.
Ooh. Love does not conquer all.
We do know it's been a year, right? So it's been
a year. We've been backward and forward. Come on, Trey. We ain't got all day.
You know what? I'm gonna go on them. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say yes. I want to be hopeful with them. Okay, Benaya and Nicole, are they still together after a year? I'm gonna say no.
Nah.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I got a
Okay.
reason for no though,
Would you like to share?
because obviously by this time he had to rewatch the show,
Mm,
and Benaya never brought up that conversation he had with Sam offline to her.
he
What to
did.
that
He
what
did at
Sam said?
breakfast. Yeah, at breakfast. He did at breakfast, and she said she's not going to justify it by arguing her side. She's
And
not
she
going to talk
Oh
also
about
yeah,
it.
said,
so she basically confirmed it. That's right. Yeah,
and she also said she didn't want to go into detail about actually what took place with her. And
Right.
yeah.
Right.
That means it happened. So yeah, I don't know. I still say no.
Okay.
I say yes.
Bobby and Jasmine.
Ooh.
It depends on one major character that they are not
Yeah,
married to. Her mama.
Depends on the
yeah.
mama.
I think Bobby gonna try and stick it through though. So that probably be yeah. I think Bobby gonna try and stick it.
I think
Oh
Bobby gonna
wow,
hold on unless Jasmine say go away.
I
that's totally
say
up to his mom though. That's oh man.
Jasmine's temper, and I think also she will try to psychoanalyze everything that he does. Um, plus the mom. I think there is a chance they're still together. He's he's not. I think he'll just go along with whatever she does. So I think they're still together.
Okay. Well, we only had 3 marriages that solidified, and we had 3 others who said no. I heard Tom is out here dating quite a few people. He is certainly looking far and wide for his wife, his future wife. The ladies in the YouTube streets who go into the comments, they're certainly talking about Tom and if when they had a date with him. So that's certainly out there.
You talking about Miss Misha channel? The lady that was in there?
They not only Miss Misha's channel, there was another channel that another lady with a different handle was talking about her date with Tom.
Mm.
So yes.
He out here running his mouth.
Tom's outside.
Running his mouth, talking trash about these people for.
Tom is out here dating, So we'll leave it at that. Now, whether he spun the block on Natasha, whether she allowed him to spin the block, I don't know. But whatever it is, he is in these streets. Any final thoughts, gentlemen, about the weddings? We'll final thought the season after the reunion next week. But any final thoughts?
I am interested to see what happened between, or what's going to happen between Demi and Ollie, and how that all is going to be situated out.
Struggle Streams, let everybody know where to find you too.
You can find me on Struggle Streams on YouTube for relationship reviews and recaps of these reality shows. Instagram, I'm JRX TV, where you can see a range of health, wealth, well-being, exercise, fitness, and also what else? Oh yeah, little snippets of stuff that I put on there just to lighten it a little bit. But yeah, check me out, check out my videos, and hopefully you like, share, no, you like and subscribe. Like, follow, and subscribe.
Right, in the good words of Struggle Streams. Thank you everyone for making it this far. Thank you for joining us. We will try to get a live again next week after the reunion so we can see if these predictions are correct. So yes, like, subscribe to both of our channels. Leave a comment to let us know what you like, don't like. Just share your thoughts about the UK, and are you excited for a season 2 for the reunion? Just let us know your thoughts. But we thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.